So it's a beautiful day today. It's about 60 degrees, maybe a little bit more. And what we're going to try to do today is play around with the new Inmotion V13 Pro, as well as hopefully get all this working. Currently I have my Action 3 on my helmet. Not quite sure if it's angled right. Really, that's not going to be a big deal. Mainly we're going to use the Pocket 2. I have both microphones on, each one going into the other camera, but they're both on my little mask underneath my helmet here. Hopefully the sound is okay. And what I want to do really is compare these two. Just gonna go back and forth right about, hopefully around that distance. Hopefully I don't go too far. And really what I want to record is the pedal placement or the level. With the V11, I don't feel like my feet change angle too much. No matter how hard I lean forward, it's very responsive, very quick. With the V13, it's not as responsive. And I don't know if that's a problem with this particular unit or if that's just how it's made. The strange thing is it doesn't say pedal hardness on the display. It says pedal softness. I have the V11 set at 100% hardness, and I had the V13 Pro also set at 100% hardness or softness or whatever. It's just 100%. That's what it says. And it had a lot of play. So I lean forward and it takes a while before it moves. So my feet feel like they're going like this before it straightens out again. Now I just tested it on 0% and I almost busted my ass because it leaned too far forward before it started to move. So I put it back to 100%, but it's still leaning before it moves. So what I want to do now is I'm going to take the V11 and just kind of go back and forth just to hopefully get a better image of the foot pedals. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the 13 Pro, and I want to see what's really going on. I'm still not great at these things, especially the starts. So I still I'm a little wobbly. But once I'm on it, I can pretty much move back and forth, no problem. The V13 Pro is a little bit harder for me. We'll probably see that as well. So let's see if this active track works. So now it should follow my helmet. It's a little too high, actually. I wonder if I can get it to track instead the machines. So I'm over here. Hopefully nobody's gonna get upset that I'm over here because there's nothing here. So I'm gonna see if we can now do this instead. Oh, it's working. Okay. It looks like it's tracking it. It just occurred to me that because of the way the sun is, this whole thing is a shadow from my car because I have this mounted on my car. And unfortunately, I don't have another way of mounting this. We're gonna try something because I have this other mount. I have this. Maybe I can mount it onto this over here somewhere. So we're gonna try that. And let's bring you. Is this still tracking? It's still tracking. That's pretty cool. This might be good enough. So I have a little bit of a reference point. There's a little red spray painted square that somebody put there. So as long as I stay a few feet in front of that, we should be good. All right, so we're gonna try this now. I'm just gonna do a couple passes. Okay. All right. Am I still? Yeah, I'm still in frame. That's pretty cool. The Pocket 2, haven't really been using it the way I should be. These really slow turns are something I have to get used to again. There we go. So let's try to make a turn here and then accelerate. See, I don't feel, and then when I stop, I don't feel as if the pedals are going down or leaning forward or back when I do this. Now, I will say this. It is a lot easier to maneuver this thing when you're not wearing all the clunky gear, but it's also not safe. Now, of course, I'm not going fast. I'm in a closed little spot here. So that's why you don't see me wearing anything other than the helmet. Only reason I got the helmet is for this camera to be mounted on. And you are probably hearing me gasping for air because I am very much out of shape. And even though I'm not the one physically moving, like I'm not pedaling, I'm not powering this, it takes muscles to move this thing around. So yeah, it is in fact a little bit of a workout. Okay. All right. You lost track of me. If I go further out enough, let's see. Okay, it's still following me. All right, so we'll try that again. Just to get a better image, I'll stay on this side of the red squares. So hopefully I'm further away enough that it won't lose me. Okay, still. Now, my body is leaning forward, but where my actual feet are shouldn't be tilting forward. It should be just my body leaning forward and my feet are still level. Let's do this so that I can get a little further away. Did it lose me again? It lost me again. This is not working. It's not quite working as planned. But, that's one of the things we try. What if instead of my helmet, what if I try to make it follow my body? No, it still goes straight to the helmet. But it's not working the way I want it to. Let's turn off the tracking. So what we're going to do now is just leave it the way it is. And I just got to remember that you're only going to see only so much. So I have to try to make sure I do what I want to do right in front of here. So I'll probably be off camera now. Let's try to make this work again. Oh, as I said, I'm a little bit wobbly when it comes to the starts, but let's see. So I'm trying to do acceleration and stop in frame. Okay. All right, hopefully we got enough footage of that. Now the problem is, how do I mount this camera so that I can use the other wheel, since it's mounted on the wheel right now. If I do this, I could probably attach it to here. So that might work. So let's try that. So now, good, we got an attachment point. Oh, this thing is so heavy. I'm glad I have my phone connected to the pocket too. That way I can actually see what I'm doing. All right. I think I'm in frame. So just about, I have no reference points. Oh yeah, I still do. So as long as I'm in front of or within line of these squares, I should be on camera. So let's keep that going here. Now, you're gonna see that this is not, for me, is not as easy to get on this thing as it is for the V11. I always get on with my left foot first. I don't know why. It just is. It was windy. Let's close the visor a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit easier, but that was just a fluke. The turns are ridiculous. These turns are ridiculous. I'm not even going fast, but I feel really wobbly. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Hopefully that came on camera, because what I just did was I tried to accelerate, and I felt this thing go way too forward. Like, I went way too forward on this. I don't know if that got caught on camera, but I leaned forward. See, when I do it this way, it's very responsive. But when I'm actually on it, it's not. Well, got scuffs on it. So yeah, I just lost control of it because of that. We'll see. I'm gonna try it again. So I'm gonna get on, probably off camera. And like I said, I'm gonna try to accelerate and see what happens. It's so wobbly. Okay. See, I feel like it's dipping down way too much. And then it compensates and goes back like more than I want it to. So let's try this again. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't like this. I'm not saying I can't use it. What I'm saying is it's a different thing. It's something. Let's pick up this visor. I feel like I can't breathe. It's unruly. It really is. It is very unruly. I'm having a hard time just getting on the damn thing. And I know I'm doing the wrong stuff. You should be looking forward, not down, when you try to get on this thing. I've already hurt myself a little bit. But I don't know, I think it's just because it's so different. And it's so bulky. And it's so just, again, different. That I can't do the same stuff on this as the V11. Which means I have to accept that. This might just be for straightaways. For long straightaways. Going hopefully fast, because I don't even think I've gotten this faster than I've gone on the V11. I'm doing a little bit better. I'm getting used to it, as you can see. I haven't busted my ass again just yet, but I feel like I'm going so very slow compared to how I go on the V11. Now, perception isn't always reality, so I might actually be going faster. Unless I check like a speedometer, I don't know how fast I'm really going. But again, it's rough, man. It's rough. I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's dipping down so much. But I think that's because I'm not going fast. I don't have the opportunity to accelerate. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over here. Holy shit. Yeah, as soon as I start leaning forward, it continues to lean forward. It doesn't let me. And there's a chance that I might have, oh shit, got the wobbles. There's a chance that the audio might have disconnected because I went too far from the pocket too. But hopefully this backup microphone is working better. Yeah, I don't like it. Really don't like it. It's just a delay. So as soon as I lean forward, I feel like I'm gonna bust my ass. Like I'm just gonna fall flat on my face. Now, let's see if it does that going backwards. See, going backwards, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that at all. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. But we're gonna see what we can do here. It's a bit frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Because the main reason I got this was so that I can go faster. But how am I going faster if I can't even control this fucking thing? Like, it makes no sense. Now, you might be wondering why I don't have those little, what do they call them, power pads? It comes with them. I haven't put them on yet because they're basically sticky tape, and once you put it on, it's kind of permanent, and then to take it off is going to be a bitch. So what I'm actually doing is I hear a hawk. What I'm actually doing is I'm going to wait until I know for a fact that I can get them where I want them, then put them on. Now, it could just be that that's the solution. It could just be that this thing is designed that you have to have the power pads. I've never ridden with power pads. Hope I'm saying it right. I haven't ridden with those things, so I don't know how they feel. The V11, I don't need them. Because like I said, it's very stiff. It feels very stiff on the V11 in the sense that when you lean forward, the machine moves immediately. It does not hesitate. It does not realize at the last second, like, oh shit, that he's leaning forward, let me accelerate so that he straightens out. This thing, that's what it feels like. It feels like it is hesitating. Now, there's other things we can do with this. It's also so damn heavy. It could just be that that's the only way this thing can work, is that it has that delay because it's so damn heavy. I could be wrong. I don't know. So right now, the pedal softness is how it says here. I don't know if you can see that. Pedal softness is at 100%. But if I put it at 0%, this thing will, like, I will bust my ass. So I think what they mean is pedal hardness. I have power assist on. Let's see what happens if I take it off, if it changes anything. Vehicle calibration, transport mode. Oh, okay. So with power assistant, then you can turn on accelerate assistant, brake assistant. So I had it 100%. I'm going to put accelerate assistant at 0. See what happens. Hopefully I don't bust my ass. And now we're going to put brake assistant. We're going to leave it alone. And as you can see, I'm actually almost tippy-toeing when I try to squat over this thing because it's so tall and I'm so short. I have a 30-inch inseam, so that might give you an idea of how tall this is. Nope. I'm having a hard time getting on it now. Now, it could just be a coincidence, or it could be because the accelerate assistant is off, or it's at 0%. Okay. All right. It was more because of me. It's not really, it wasn't the accelerate assistant that made the difference. Let's see. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, this is weird. So, is it doing it? Again, I'm not going to know until I edit the video if it even showed what I wanted it to show. But now that the accelerate assistant is at 0%, and I left the brake assistant on 100%, it doesn't feel like it's letting me lean forward as much. Is that what the problem was? Now, how does accelerate assistant, allowing you to almost fall on your face when you lean forward, how does that help to accelerate faster? That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's do a... Oh. Shit. Okay, I spoke too soon. Oi. All right. This thing is going to get absolutely destroyed at the rate that I am doing this because, again, I tried to accelerate and it did not respond. That's why I bailed. So what is going on with this thing? Is this why they're on sale? Is this just a defective product? Is that what this is? Oh, I just realized the truck left. So I could have been over there. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm riding fine now. And I think it's a combination of getting used to it and also a combination of the fact that the accelerate assistant is off. But I don't feel like I'm definitely not riding fast. So I don't understand how this was advertised as the fastest EUC when I feel like I'm going slower than on my V11. So I don't understand. I will say this though, it is forcing me to go slower. Otherwise, I just have to bail. So I guess it's safer in that sense. But I don't understand what's going on. I will say this. When I do it this way and I push forward, it doesn't feel like it's moving that fast. But when I do it with the accelerate assistant on, it feels like it moves faster. But when I do it while I'm on it, that I'm leaning forward, not just pushing forward with my hands, it like I said, it feels like it's like like my face is gonna hit the fucking ground. It does not keep me level until like the last second. So what can we do about this? All right, I'm gonna take a couple of passes. I'm gonna go a bit further, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna try to accelerate as much as I can. I don't want to go too. Wow, this got messed up. It's got all scratched up. I don't want to try to go too fast because I don't have any of my pads on. And if I actually fall, I'm gonna get fucked up. And I'm too old for that kind of injury. We still gotta be careful somewhat. Let's do this. Let's try this. All right. Yeah, it takes forever to get to speed. So, I don't know. And I feel like I really have to lean forward a lot to get it to move. Said my max speed so far today with this little ride was 29 kilometers per hour. I don't know what that is in miles per hour. I know it's not as fast as 29 miles per hour. It's much less. So I'm not going very fast. But I will say this. On the app, if I use my phone and I connect it, it'll say miles per hour. But on this display, I have not figured out a way to change it. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Now, there is one more possibility. The possibility could be that it's a safety measure, and Inmotion has it set up that it's not really trying to let you go that fast. It's impeding you until you put a certain mileage in or something. I'm not 100% sure. But I will say this. If I had to say which one is my favorite so far, it's the V11. I've had it longer though, so I'm more familiar with it. But I feel more secure on it. Whereas this thing, I don't feel secure. I feel like this is a, no pun intended, a challenge. It's called the Challenger, but I don't think that's why they call it the Challenger. I really hope not. I hope that they didn't just make it so that it's a bitch to ride. Forgive me, I can't, for some reason with the visor down, I feel like I can't breathe. Alright, so, I love this little thing, I'll be honest with you. I really do. It's failed me once though. Ooh, see now it feels even weirder because it feels like I'm trying to get on a kid's bike. So imagine you're used to an adult size mountain bike and then you try to get on like a kid's bike. It's just the size difference that feels weird. See, again, I can go faster. I feel like I can go faster. Feels faster. And it feels a little bit more secure. The turns are much easier. Okay, so I got a little bit of a wobble though. I am getting a little bit of a wobble. And I feel like that means that I need to calibrate this thing. But ever since that issue I had with it, haven't been able to calibrate it. This wind is crazy. You know what this feels like? I hate to say this, but if we were comparing these to bicycles, this is your BMX bike. The V13 Pro is, I wouldn't even call it a mountain bike. It would be one of those oversized, fat tire boardwalk bicycles. I forget what they actually call them. You know, with the big ass seat. And you don't really, I guess they call them cruisers actually. You don't really go fast with them. You just kind of go. They're big, they're clunky. They don't really have a lot of maneuverability. They're heavier. Whereas this is like your BMX bike. That's what it feels like. Need to head home soon. So I think we're going to call that here. This was a spur of the moment thing. It's just that it's like 60 degrees outside. Tomorrow's going to be even better. I might come back, try to do something else. But we'll see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you have anything to comment, that's useful. Please, let's be useful here. As to what I'm doing wrong or what I need to change or what I just need to actually do to improve my situation with these wheels, leave a comment. But all right, with any luck, I will see you in the next video. And until then, take care.